Black women of the 92%. Good morning to the brightest corner of Beyonce's internet for Black women. Again, whether you are joining me live, you are catching the replay, you're listening to your little early afternoon walk, you having lunch, sitting in the school pickup line. And my personal favorite, pretending to work. Pretending to work. If you are pretending to work while you've got me in your ear holes, like really what you're doing for yourself cannot be quantified. Welcome, welcome home. This is the Sunshine Report. This is your daily morning, early afternoon politics discussion show, a joy cultivation and intelligence briefing for Black women of the 92%. I want you to relax. I want you to roll your shoulders back. I want you to unclench your jaw, take a deep breath. I'm going to join you. That's always difficult for me to ground myself. I have a lot of fire energy. It is the beginning of Leo season. You listened to my sermon last night. Y'all welcome. It was a sermon. It could be considered. We have a new episode of the Hey, It's Halicue podcast that went live last night. You can find it any place you listen to podcasts. I especially love for y'all to listen and join our community over on Substack. You can listen to it on YouTube Music, YouTube Podcast, Apple Podcast, our Substack community. Please, please, please enjoy it because I really meant this episode. I really meant it. I want Black women to please accept it with all of the love and passion with which I created it. Okay? Thank you for giving it a listen, girl, and even if you're busy today, just give it a listen and let it play. For a minute because that's how we get the downloads. Y'all know Black women are doing the work and have undertaken the endeavor of building new media platforms for us, by us, addressing our unique needs as the 92% Black women voters. Y'all know these are our founding documents. This is exit polling data from the November 2024 election. This is when the 92% movement was born. And that's why we refer to ourselves as the 92%. But we are so much more than just Black women voters. You all know as Black American women, we are preternaturally gifted with those gifts of what? Discernment, intellect. Have you ever met a Black woman that didn't love a degree? Hang on 1 second. We have a mystery visitor. Hey, Coco Gives. Thank you so much. Let me check in over on YouTube and over on Substack. You all welcome to our community. Welcome to our community this morning. I am so glad you are here. And it's going to be a very special show. I completely reworked and recomposed the show today because of the horrible news we got about special guest, Scary Scorpio. You're all welcome. you're, all, you're all welcome. Scary Scorpio had to access the refrigerator. Thank you all so much for your generosity. Thank you for every single tap. Thank you for every single like. Thank you for sharing out the live to another beautiful, Nikki Cinnamon coming in over from Substack. Thank you all so much. Thank you for sharing out the live. I just shared it to my story. And listen, I'm going to take care of us today. The news, news stories are news stories under this Republican regime. I'm still gagging from Senate hearings yesterday, and the way one of my favorite senators, John Ossoff, dragged Pete Kegsbreath yesterday, a warmonger in training. Let's see. What else do we have here? I've decided that the GOP, the Republican Party, not only are they the party of like white supremacy and oppression and racism, they're making a real name for themselves as the party of domestic violence and sexual assault. Here they are, like they're up here spending all their time and energy defending like their representatives that are guilty of domestic violence. Oh, and then Andrew Tate gets arrested. And Andrew Tate in his slutty ass. Did y'all see Andrew Tate and them slutty culottes, those pedal pushers? Somebody call him, just showing his ankles just like a whore. Did y'all see him in that tight aubergine shirt? What do we find out? He gets on the mic and he says he's on the phone with the stunt queen in chief and his family and his two fail sons, Barron Trump and Donnie Jr. Yeah, the capri pants and tight shirt. pinnacles of manhood and alpha manhood. Please give me a break. Please give me a break. So yeah, I just want to, the GOP and the Republican Party is making itself known for many, 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 many things that I see. Yes, I did see what Hunter Biden. We have a question in the chat from Detroit's daughter. Did I see the Hunter Biden clip about the Republican gay mafia in DC? Yeah, makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Makes a lot of sense. Sounds like a lot of what they do and what they say comes from an intense self-hatred. And let the lesson of Miss Lindsey Graham, if we don't learn nothing else from the lesson of Miss Lindsay, who went tits up. And as I said on a previous video, one of the most strident, conflicted, closeted magnolias to ever set foot on the pageant stage. Talk about a study, Miss Lindsay. Yes, Miss Lindsay. Thank you for being the title gifter. AJ, y'all welcome to the Sunshine Report. Do y'all see how no matter how tough the news is, the way I'm going to take care of us? I'm going to make sure we do some smiling and some celebrating. One of the things we're going to celebrate today is Black Girl Genius. Love you right back. Love you right back. Y'all are what keep me happy and what keep me sane, especially day before my birthday. Y'all know my birthday is tomorrow. I already know what I'm going to treat myself to, regardless of what Coach Dad and the girls have planned. And I think they have plans, but whatever. I've already decided what my gifts are to myself this year. Here's a hint. Can y'all see it? Can we see? Let me know if y'all want to go with me. I'm going. I'm going. I think I've evolved past like wanting to be on a stage at like Essence Fest. I think the place that's growing. And y'all tell me, are there any big conferences y'all are going to? Any like meetups? There's another amazing like activation from Planet House created by a Black woman named Julia Collins, who I got to meet. She's amazing. She talks all about like fashionable, sustainable, like luxury living, and they're doing a whole activation on sustainability in it's not the Hamptons. I believe it's like Martha's Vineyard. I just got my invite from the Black Alumni of Dartmouth Association. I want to renew my LA City Library card. Do that, AJ. Do that. Big Sis is on the library board of the Mill Valley Public Library. Y'all know that, right? I'm about to cycle off. This is my last term. Okay. I think my legacy on the library board, in addition to being the personality hire and probably one of the youngest people on the board, I think my legacy is going to be the coffee cart. We're about to oversee a multi-million-dollar like upgrade, and my legacy is going to be the coffee cart. We're gonna have a little coffee. We're gonna have a little coffee cart. They've been messing with me about that for years. Cause I'm like, what y'all mean? It's supposed to be a third space, coffee cart. We have one of the most beautiful small libraries like in the United States. I strongly suggest y'all look it up. Look up the Mill Valley Public Library. So yes, girl, get that library card. Get it. Some of our libraries in and around the Bay Area have some of the finest programming you can find anywhere. Always check your library for programming, for resources, for workshops, for author talks, for kids story time. Girl, get your library card. And also, I don't know what y'all's favorite library app. My personal favorite one is Libby. It is my personal favorite. So come on in and tell me where you're joining us from. I want to make it to a Yale and Hollywood event in Malibu. Yeah, girl. Can we please, I don't use the words or the term manifestation often, but let's y'all. And if somebody wants to put some energy behind where we want to go with a manifestation, a gift, I would appreciate that. Y'all know I love that. I love that. Libby for the win. Absolutely. So y'all welcome. Come on in. I'm excited. That's where Big Sis wants to go. I am very excited for y'all. Forgive me one second while I pin one of our live goals. I am accepting kisses from the 92%. I consent. And y'all let me know where do y'all want to go? Because there was a time when, thank you, Erin. There was a time when, thank you, Tasha. There was a time when the only place we wanted to go was Essence Fest, right? I feel like Essence Fest has become poorly run and problematic. No way on earth. Also, New Orleans in the middle of July don't make sense for nobody. And so I've been asking, like, where are the new places? Thank you, Miss Betty Boo. I've been asking like other Black women and other Black women, platform creators, news readers, where are you going? Where are we going to network? Where are we going to learn together, like in community, right? Since COVID, Black creators, we are here, and thought leaders and creativity leaders. AJ says she'll go any place not hot. I feel you. I feel you, AJ. Um, but where do y'all want to go? I want to go to CultureCon. I think I've decided that's my gift to myself for my birthday this year. I'm gonna use some of these a gajillion miles me and Coach Dad have. And y'all, thank you. I want us to get to 100K hearts and likes. So thank you all so much for keeping the chat active. Give me your questions as we chit chat about our activation and the news today. Um, oh my gosh, we have some great news about Letitia James too. Ooh, that's the only kind of like strong Black woman I'm interested in. See, when people say like Black people are being apathetic about the political process, my response is go to hell. What do you mean we're not participating? How about Jasmine Crockett? And everybody, who was it? Amy Coney Barrett or whatever, in her little testimonial like 3 weeks ago, talking about my family is being targeted. Bitch, fuck you. Think about what Letitia James is dealing with. Fonnie Willis, like when she was having to deal with her craziness. Think about what Jasmine Crockett is probably still dealing with like James Tallarico's supporters. And I'm glad he told them to get their act together. I know we're being very harsh on James Tallarico. I believe he can learn. I believe if he really tries very hard, he can reach out and he can I like what he said. I like what he said about keep her name out your mouth. That sounds like a beginning with the Tallarico campaign. That's a beginning. Okay. And I ain't got no problem with people trying to figuring it out. Lisa E says, I think we're exponentially being strategic. They're so accustomed to us being sacrificed. Absolutely. And they're used to us taking out our anger, our fear, mourning through doing it the way our grandmamas and our great mamas did it, like gnashing of teeth and wailing in the church and all that. We're not doing that like that anymore. We're doing something different today. And so, with that being said, and with this being the beginning of Leo season, and yes, we love Black Girl astrology around here. Why? Why do we like Black Girl astrology on the Sunshine Report? Because it gives Black women, it's just a fun way for us to get in tune with ourselves and to focus on ourselves, to study ourselves. And this is the beginning of Leo season of creativity, confidence, leadership, stepping into the spotlight. Believe it or not, almost all of us have some Leo placements. You don't have to just be Leo, Sun, Mercury, or Mars, or rising. I'm not rising, Sun, Mercury, Leo, Sun, Mercury, Mars. Mine have a lot of very heavy Leo placements. So I'm leaning into it and I'm inviting us to step into the sunshine of a Leo season. Y'all know Leos. That's why Big Sis wears the heart. We ain't nothing but big Care Bears. Just just shining out, just shining out our light. And despite this news about the Nolan Wells autopsy, I'm here to spread sunshine. I'm here to spread sunshine this morning. And thank you all. Thank you, Black women in the 92% Black American women voters, for coming to sit in the sun with me this morning. Thank you for activating your tappers. Thank you to everybody that is joining us from different platforms this morning. I'm gonna try one last time with this tapper. And if it does not work, I'm just gonna depend on the 92% and your energy, y'all, to get us to delayed, not denied. Absolutely, D. Allen. Absolutely. And I want to know, in spite and in light of what we've learned, and we'll talk about it a little bit. It's to give us a little bit of a synopsis. Um the prosecution decided to, Nolan Wells, his parents, their attorney, decided to go ahead and release some of the findings of the independent autopsy. And in the release of that information, we found out that there are a lot of things that they can't come to a conclusion to, but they definitely do not rule out misadventure and malfeasance. in this young man's death, for lots of reasons, but one of them is because of Mississippi and their coroner and their autopsy stonewalling, delaying. There were parts of the young man's body that did not arrive with his body for the official for the independent autopsy, including his throat and other internal organs. Which I got to be honest, as I was reading that, man, that threw me into my feelings. It triggered me. It sent me back to when I was a little girl in Mississippi, learning all about like Mississippi's horrible storied past. Cause you know how you kind of grow up places, and if you grow up relatively safe, even though you learn Black history, so much of what we learned on TV and on PBS and like Black history programs, everything took place in either Georgia or Montgomery. So my simple ass, take that back, actually. I was a little smart little Black girl nerd, but when I got older, closer to going to college age, and I started reading about, yeah, it's like, yeah, we only have more. Nikki Cinnamon just said in the chat, we only have more questions after the autopsy. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, and so and I heard some response in the zeitgeist about, somebody was like, very upset with us about making, jokes about Nancy Grace being activated and having woken up, but you know what? We need her bulldog-like energy dragging each and every question into the spotlight for a long time so they can't ignore it, because that's what Mississippi depends on. Mississippi depends upon, this is our stuff, these are our matters, y'all are outsiders, you're usurpers. They plan on doing their dirt and their violence quietly and just covering on over everything. Aaron Ashley says the autopsy only proved to me that there was foul play there hiding. Absolutely. That is absolutely how I feel. Everything, Aaron Ashley. And I don't know why I was surprised. Hey, Miette, how are you? Welcome. Y'all come on in. This is the Sunshine Report. And our response to it, Black women at the 92%, it's not going to be the way our grandmothers did it and our great grandmothers did it. I'm not casting aspersions. I'm not saying what they did was wrong. I'm saying that Black women of the 92%, Black women voters, modern Black American women, we're doing it different. We're going to be transmuting it. Somebody says this, and I have to tell you, D. Allen, as I read that, before I even read the whole thing, I just want you to know that that pierces my heart, because as a daughter of Mississippi, from the great state of Mississippi, it hurts. I want it to change, but I sadly have to acknowledge it to be true. Mississippi is the worst state in the union when it comes to race relations, poverty, and violence. That is just the truth. That is just the truth as I know it, as a Black woman born and reared in Southern Mississippi. Entire family still there, and it rests in conflict. And with my heart, did I just say rest in conflict? But see, that's what it is to be a Black woman in America. We are a host of contradictions and just juxtapositions. On one hand, Mississippi, as far as I'm concerned, one of the most beautiful places on earth, filled with some of the most beautiful, loving, powerful, knowledgeable, funny people on earth. It is where a weird little Black girl like me could be born. I love my home. It calls me back. It haunts me. Um, but our home is so haunted. So much murder and rape has been perpetrated against our people. We politically, we have been so stifled and so bound. It is terrifying and horrifying in so many ways, yet I can't wait to get home. Yes, I miss home, and it calls me home. It's hard, and I'm from Alabama. Yeah. There's so many stories all around the American South. It is a unique thing to be a Black American woman masquerading as a Black soccer mom in Northern, like, California. Seriously. It is. It's so disappointing, but that's okay. What is done in the dark will absolutely come to the light. This is a different time. They don't understand that we have Beyonce's internet. Never should have messed around and let Black women have that. I'm just saying. Now y'all got Miss Nancy Grace, got her bob on point. And when I say on point, I'm not even joking when it comes down to a fine point. That she got a new Lancome eyeliner. Yeah. We about to some light is about to be shed. Some light is about to be shed. But y'all, I'm not gonna lie. And as we get into this conversation, and because we're going to transmute, yeah, I love Louisiana, but I had to leave. Absolutely. I went to college, never went back. I want to know, Black women, what are you creating right now? It doesn't have to be finished. Doesn't even have to be good. Maybe it's a podcast. I just published the latest episode of the Hey, It's Halicue podcast. It is my love letter to Black women of the 92% by Black women of the 92%. I offer it with so much love today. Listen to it because it's going to make you feel better. Sometimes the podcast and the Sunshine Report are the place where we come for our chit chat, for our news, for our kiki about this fuck ass regime, y'all stunt queen in chief, his chief of war, Pete Keg's breath, or as my friend Myron calls him, Colonel Michelob. All right. The testosterone wannabe hottie. All right. So sometimes it's most of the time that's what that is. We stay up to date with each other. I do my best to deliver the kind of news and discussion show that like Black women of the 92% deserve, not that bullshit Abby Phillips is doing. Also, I think I kind of personally, there's something about Abby Phillips I like. I don't know what. I think her show is a hot mess and I don't like it because also we are resisting that both siderism. I need us to, and as Black women, this is an aside before we get into our activation and our self care as a community, as we gather together to take care of ourselves and we transmute this awful news we're hearing out of the Nolan Wells case. I just want to say we ain't nothing like y'all. Don't ever, Black women of the 92%, get up and leave the room. I don't necessarily want for us to engage in a bunch of debate because these people have never deserved a debate for us. Fuck these people when they say, well, both sides. No, 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 no. I reject that shit so wholeheartedly. Both sides are not the same. Our side is not the same as these hoes. The GOP, the Republican Party, the party of racism, white supremacy, oppression, rape, murder. Fight me on that accusation. Fuck allegedly. That's who they are. Don't ever put us on the same side as them. I don't ever want to, when somebody says burst, but like both sides do it, act like they just talked about your mama. Because as far as I'm concerned, that's what it is. You are talking about my mama. My mama's 92%. Every Black woman I know or have ever known coming up in the great state of Mississippi was a Democrat, was a progressive, was a liberal. Okay? The backbone of Democratic politics. Don't ever in your life talk to me or talk to us, Black women, Black American women about both sides. Do it because you a lie. You a lie and the truth ain't in you. We are nothing like the GOP, which under the leadership of the stunt queen in chief is nothing but an exercise in corruption, in perversion, in rape, in warmongering, malfeasance, destruction. They don't want to govern. All they want to do is destroy, cover up, lies, incompetence, whiteness. Good grief, get rid of DEI and look what happens to the nation. Hello, Carol, the voice guru. Black girl podcasters in the house. If you're a Black girl podcasters, please put some headphones or a microphone in the chat. Come hang out with us on Friday at 4 Pacific time live for a celebration of Black girl podcasters. Okay, this is a place you can come and promote your podcast and be in community with other Black women podcasters. I have a brand new episode that is out. It is called Dear United States of America. It is exactly what you need today, Black women. I promise you. 92%. It is exactly what you need today. You all, thank you for keeping the likes going. I want us to get to 100K and my tapper is busted, girl. I got to turn her off. Let me recharge her. So thank you in advance for that. Y'all, let's get to 100,000 likes as soon as humanly possible. Thank you for saying hello to each other, for coming in and introducing yourself in the chat. Thank you to our friends on the tube that is you. Thank you to the friends who are joining us live from Substack. It's taking me way too long to start going live on our podcast community. Thank you on Substack. Thank you for that daily heart. One of our gift goals achieved. Yay, we are getting there. Thank you, girl. Thank you, voice guru. Carol West, you all please enjoy the podcast today. Go and listen to it, girl. Even if you're busy, can't listen to it all at once. and be careful where you listen to it because it's spicy and it's a lot of curse words. We curse around here because Black women suffer disproportionately from autoimmune disease, which scientists are showing us and proving may have something to do with repression of emotions, not using our voice, not speaking our truth, weathering from chronic racialized stress and diseases that are characterized by excess inflammation. Hello, Rich Matt. How are you? I love your comedic goddess references. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I want you to know that I notice and I really like it, like a lot. One of my favorite uh, uh, let's call it herb infused honeys comes from a company called Matt. It's Black woman owned and I love it. It is magic honey. I absolutely love it. Second only to my sister's magic honey that she makes. Y'all welcome. Come on in. Thank you for being here for the Sunshine Report. So I want to know what you are creating. What are you creating? Because that's how we transmute. Yes, ma'am. I see in the chat. Yes, ma'am. I have autoimmune. That's why I'm talking to us about hormonal health. Yes, that is the answer. Hello, multidimensional healer. Welcome. Come on in. I was able to catch a tiny little brief bit of your live today. Welcome. Oh, it makes me so happy when all of these beautiful, talented Black women of the 92% flood on in. Welcome. I'm so glad y'all are here. So share with me, what are you creating right now? I have a new episode of the podcast up. Is it a podcast? Is it a business? Is it a newsletter, YouTube channel, a garden, a recipe, screenplay? Thank you for that. Oh, thank you for that. Oh, I appreciate that. Y'all, thank you. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking. I appreciate it. Doesn't matter where you're coming from. If you're seeing us live on Substack, YouTube, TikTok, thank you for being here. Okay. So come on in. What are you creating, Black women of the 92%? Is it a healthier nervous system, a peaceful home? All of those things count. Drop it into the chat. So again, podcast and consulting offer. Yes, ma'am. In addition to your body care business. Wow. Y'all are amazing. Black women are crazy. Thank you for leveling up, girl. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the stickers, y'all, and for each and every heart and like. I appreciate it. I want y'all to get active in the chat. Oh, y'all are joining from everywhere. Yay! Ah, from Substack. Allison says, sounds like the same thing that happened to the young man in Georgia who was wrapped up in a wrestling mat. Absolutely. Oh, Mandy, hello, baby. Oh, thank you for being here, Allison. Allison says she's from Tennessee, and we are not from for being like Mississippi, indeed, like right on the border, literally. Kate Stiles says what they're working on and they're creating is a book and a possible content podcast. There you go. Join us for Black Girl Podcasters on Friday. Okay. Cinderella says, yes, a healthier nervous system. Indeed. Oh, y'all, I'm so happy. Welcome to the Sunshine Report. My name is Halicue Hannah. And every weekday morning that I can make it here, this incredible community gathers for what I like to call our daily intelligence briefing with a nice, juicy side of joy cultivation. Okay. We don't come here for a lot of just reactions. We come here to think, to laugh, to learn, to regulate our nervous systems, to stay informed without what? Being consumed. Oh, I heard somebody say something about peaceful home. Y'all know in Hoodoo, peaceful home is a whole working. Like there's herbs, there's correspondences, peaceful home, loving, considerate children, children's YouTube channel, and a book. Well done. I mean, it's not a competition, but that was beautiful. That was absolutely beautiful. Okay, so Black women are the 92%, Black women voters. That's why we call ourselves the 92%, because that's the way we showed up at the ballot box. Clearly, the only people serious about this idea of democracy, clearly, it's just proof, just numbers, just science. Okay, that's why I love this chart. Y'all will always see me pull it out. The Sunshine Report is where we gather every morning as Black women who voted overwhelmingly to protect democracy and each other. We are the 92%. And around here, we've made several decisions. We're no longer measuring our lives by how much pain we can survive. We're measuring our lives, but how much we can intentionally create joy. That's why this isn't just a political community. It's a rebuilding project for Black women. We're building businesses, we're building wealth, friendships, media, healthier families, beautiful lives, while America destroys itself. They hell bent on it. Ain't nothing we can do. Hey, Carrie, thank you for your daily heartbeat. So we just gonna thank you, Rich Matt. So we just gonna let them burn it down. It feels weird because we're the foundation of the country. Black women, since they dragged us over here and forced us into chattel slavery around 1619, we're the foundation. We can't go nowhere. They want to destroy us. They would love to move us away. They tried, but they can't because our blood and sweat is buried into the ground. Okay, we here. We not going nowhere. All right, and I know they hate it because we run culture and impact and influence in this country. There is no group like us. Okay, but we're doing things differently while America burns itself to the ground. And it's weird watching the house that was built on our foundation while we're under it burned to the ground. But what does the foundation do? We endure. And like I said in the podcast, we're Black women. We literally wake up eating resilience for breakfast. I don't mean to get on some Ricky Bobby and Talladega Nights, but every morning we wake up and we piss excellence. So we're not going anywhere, but it feels weird to have the house that was built on our foundations being burned down all around us. Let it burn so we can rebuild. So we can rebuild. I cannot tell you how grateful I am that Black women in the 92% gather with me every morning and are building with me. So, y'all, today's Sunshine Report's a little different because this morning's news about Nolan Wells' autopsy report, the way his body showed up for the independent autopsy without major parts missing, throat chakra, and other internal organs, so that there's so many things that they can't conclude, but what they cannot rule out, is that there was not misadventure, um, and malice behind his death. Okay, notice all the friends have gone silent. People are on podcasts. Did nobody show up to his funeral? Y'all notice that? All right. Um, Exactly. We're channeling Jasmine Sullivan, Let It Burn. Yeah, it was very upsetting this morning. It was very upsetting. It was a very heartbreaking development. The newest reporting surrounding the independent autopsy is very difficult to process. Questions surrounding missing organs and complete forensic evidence have only deepened the grief felt by so many of us following the story. And as always, we continue to hope for truth and transparency and justice for Nolan's family. So stories like this, like there's no way, not even gonna lie. I cried, yeah, girl, it's bad. It was bad. You all, thank you. Let's try to light it up. If you are picking up anything I'm putting down, we're gonna remain happy, we're gonna remain joyful. Um, Stories like this, even for those of us that understand and practice one of our key strategies in the 92% of organized indifference, stories like this don't just inform us, they affect us, they settle into our bodies, they activate generations of grief and anxiety. I've been fighting like a lot of Black women that grew up in the, y'all know I'm Gen X, I'm about to turn 54 tomorrow. I've been battling those twin bitches, not love and hate. Shout out to Radio Raheem and Spike. Not the bitches I've been fighting my whole life for not love and hate. It's been the twin bitches of anxiety and depression. Those bitches have been fighting in my entire life. So that's what it activates for me. Thank you all. Thank you. I'm so excited about my birthday tomorrow. I'm gonna try to go live. So instead of pretending that we're unaffected, we're gonna do something intentional. We're gonna practice self-care, not through avoidance. I'm not interested in acting like everything's okay, but we're gonna do it through creating, because today also marks the beginning of Leo season. And Leo, y'all know your girl's a triple Leo, Sun, Mercury, Mars. It reminds us that one of the most radical things we can do is create something beautiful while the world insists on showing us its ugliest fucking sides. Girl. Yeah, anxiety and waiting. Yeah, because we're sensitive. Why is it like that for us? Why is that so common? Anxiety and depression? Because we're beautiful, precious spiritual beings that are the blueprint, and our melanin is basically vibranium, and everyone is jealous of us and hates us. I'm telling you, the spirit of jealousy and envy. And I'm saying this as a bougie hoodoo. That is my spiritual foundation. As a Black woman from Mississippi, I grew up in the church. I don't have no church hurt, but I'm an enlightened Black woman. So I am a bougie hoodoo. I'm a Black woman from Mississippi. There is the jealousy And the envy, the spirit of that, like the residue of it surrounds his entire story. When I look at photos of this young man, that's what I see around him. It's just the residue of falseness, of fake friendship, and of jealousy and envy and resentment all over him and around him. As a Leo, I'm especially sensitive to being able to pick up on that. I am. Yeah, they were jealous of him. Y'all have no idea how many people are jealous of our children, deeply resentful of our children, okay? Deeply, especially those of us that our children, like, they are gifted, our athletes, our scholars, our artists, our academics, our children. The some of the most important work we can do right now as Black women, as voting and electoral Black women, is cover our children in spiritual and energetic protection. I'm telling you. And in places like Mississippi where they feel like they can still get away with the murder of our young children, yeah, it's a wicked web that's weaved down in Mississippi. I'm sorry to say it. I'm so sorry to say it. Brittany, thank you for joining us. Welcome to all of our friends. I'm so glad that y'all are here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay. So this morning I woke up. What does Charisma say? Charisma in the chat says, I actually grew up in that town, just finally moved away. It's definitely jealousy and deeply rooted. Girl, I'm from Mississippi too. Ocean Springs, close to Pascagoula, right? Racism. Yes. Yeah. It makes so much sense. So y'all, like many of us, I read the latest reporting surrounding Nolan Wells, and I absolutely do not mind telling you it upset me. Not just because another Black child is gone, not just because another family is searching for answers, not just because it was in Mississippi, which breaks my heart, but because every new detail feels heavier than the one before it. All of the reports surrounding the independent autopsy, the allegations that organs were missing, parts of his body necessary for complete examination, were unavailable. It does, cousin Darius. It makes it so comparable to Emmett Till. It does. So whenever or whether you're following every detail of the story, you're only hearing pieces of the story, it is enough to make you want to shut down. It is enough to make you feel helpless. It is enough to make us feel angry, afraid. And I know many of us, especially Black women, we carry those emotions very differently. We don't just read stories like this again, we absorb them. Because somewhere in our spirits, we are thinking, I do not have sons, but I'm thinking I could have. I'm thinking this is the danger my nephews are going to have to deal with. Okay. This could have been anybody's son, nephew, student, neighbor, baby, boyfriend. All right. And so, but here is what, and please come in, come close. Y'all know I like when we come close, come close. Okay. I refuse to let that happen to us. I refuse to let tragedy steal two lives. Okay. The first life is Nolan's. That's the first life that was stolen. The second lives are ours, our children, our partners, our families. All right. Because grief has a way of convincing us that stopping cover like surrendering ourselves to tears and the moaning and the gnashing of teeth and the rending of garments is mourning absolutely necessary? Yes, it is. But sometimes we believe, and I say this, and I'm gonna give you a Mississippi, and I say this, and I'm gonna give you an example of my grandfather's funeral. Sometimes we believe the lie, and I believe it's a white lie. I believe it has to do with like supremacy in the way that whiteness deals with death. Y'all ever been to a white funeral or a white service? Like it's everybody's drunk, the food ain't right. It's very weird. It's very strange. Um, people talk about us and us losing our minds at funerals. Yeah, ooh. Okay, they different. Sometimes that way of doing things, no repass. No repass. Ain't no fried chicken. No, that they and them and whiteness and white supremacy in this country has a way of thinking that if we smile, if we laugh, if we dance, if we listen to music in the celebration of or in spite of, that somehow we've forgotten the person that has gone on, the person that is now in the ancestor realm, that we've forgotten them. And I don't believe that. Yeah, no potatoes. Girl, as you say that, somebody said, yeah, girl, no potato salad, chicken fried heart. As you say that, I can literally taste the fried chicken and the good meats and sides that were at my grandfather's funeral. When I think about my grandfather's funeral, who lived into his 90s, who was with it to the very end and decided that he was ready to go. He was lonely. Everybody he'd ever, loved was gone. When he said that, I was like, Grandpa, for real. We here, but I understood it. And when I tell you, my grandfather was an educator, Mr. Needham Jones Sr., recipient of the Congressional Gold Medal for his service in the Engineering Corps with the Tuskegee Airmen. Educator, principal of the Black High School, Locker High, where all of my aunts and uncles, up until my Uncle Junior, graduated from in Stone County, Mississippi. When I tell you my grandfather's, I'm not going to get upset because it was so happy. It was a celebration. His students, that he got jobs and set up on careers. It was laughing and smiling. All of my aunts and my uncles and my moms, all of their contemporaries were there. All the people I remember, like, that used to come to court, my aunts and my uncles. Like, I'll never forget this one woman. I'm not gonna say her name. She's so pretty. She's so beautiful. She looked just like every woman in our family. I see why my uncle really likes her. Halicue, do you remember me? I'm like, I remember you because I got you and Uncle Junior kissing on the couch. Yes, hug me. It was so happy. It was so happy. It was so happy. So that's one of the reasons I believe the opposite is true. I think injustice wants us frozen. I think it wants us exhausted. It wants us freaking doom scrolling. It wants us curled up under blankets. Don't hold the fact that I got my electric blanket going because y'all know I'm perimenopausal and I'm always cold. D. Allen says our funerals bring everybody home, a true family reunion. And I know that's different than the tragic alleged murder of this beautiful young man. But I swear I swear this government, white supremacy, oppression, corporate and legacy media, because they're one of the reasons we're here. That's why I create the Sunshine Report. They want us curled up under blankets wondering what the fuck the point is. All right? They want us exhausted. All they want from us, here we are suffering and in mourning for a young man, and all they care about is how incendiary and inflammatory can they make the headlines, or how can they serve whiteness and cover up crimes with deceptive headlines. Okay? They want us sad, they want us poor, they want us undereducated, they want us dehydrated and not moisturized. And what do I tell y'all every day? Not on my watch. They want us to break, Cousin Darius says. Do they not know exactly who we are and where we've come from? Smartest gentleman in the class. Okay? Play your cards right, Cousin Darius, and you may become one of the official gentlemen of the 92% movement in the Sunshine Report. Okay? Play your cards right. You might get there. So far, so good. Okay? I'm just letting you know. All right? So true. And they want us to stop creating. They want us to stop imagining. And Black women of the 92%, we can't stop imagining and we can't stop building. I don't believe in us giving they don't want our politically, they acting like they don't want our leadership, so they don't get our labor. We are building for ourselves now. We are building a new Tulsa, a new Rosewood, a new Mound Bayou. Okay? They want us so sad and so broken and so confused and in such despair that we stop building. And we're not going to do that. We're just getting started. Are you kidding me? Yeah, so that's not what's going to happen. They want us to eventually surrender. It's one of the reasons y'all know I'm deconstructed, but I can never stand that song, I Surrender All. Well, I don't want to surrender in nothing. I don't want Black people or Black women voters to surrender anything. And Black women, If we ever survive by surrendering before, hey, Lovey TLC, another Black girl podcaster in the house. I don't want us to survive by surrendering anymore. I want us to survive by creating and building. Look at our history. They denied us schools. So what did we do? We built schools and we led schools. My grandmother and my grandfather. My grandfather was so proud of his school. He was so proud of his school. I remember the way my grandfather. I didn't get to see Locker High, but I saw Stone High, where he was vice principal when integration happened, and all the black administrators and school leaders had to take demotions. Oh my goodness, he was so proud of his school of Locker High. He talked about it all the time. When they denied us businesses, we built businesses. My mother and father built a law firm that is still in practice to this day. My father has been gone, my mama has been retired, but that law firm stands in Mississippi. They denied us publishing houses. We wrote anyway. Ooh, cousin Darius says my mother too. First black nurse with dual doctorates in mental health nursing. Oh my goodness, you and everything Aaron Ashley have things in common. Seriously, they denied us publishing houses. Toni Morrison wrote The Bluest Eye anyway. They denied us hospitals, so we became nurses. I think of my aunt Marilyn and Carolyn, both RNs. They've retired, but they've been taking care of our family for decades. Marilyn and Carolyn were Foxy nurses back in the 80s too, when they had to wear them outfits. Only my little pretty Aunt Marilyn and Carolyn could make those nurses uniforms cute as hell. But they relaxers tucked under, and those little nurses hat. Y'all, they used to have to pin them hats on. You didn't have them cute fig scrubs and Crocs and Crocs and clogs and things. Oh no, those white uniforms, and they made them foxy too. Okay. They denied us stages. So what did we do? We created the Chitlin circuit. Okay, we performed for our own communities. They denied us safety, so we build communities. What we build. That is our survival strategy. That is our thriving strategy. Queen says, so proud to be black. We didn't have to steal. We created. Yes. Thank you for that. Oh, and look at us. We made it to over 100,000 likes. Let's keep it going. Okay. And that's what happened. Y'all, this is what happened to me. And this is what I feel like my role and my responsibility is. I feel very sad this morning, but I feel there was something about that. There was something about the news about the autopsy. It just hurt. And y'all, sometimes I don't have a crisis of confidence. I'm like, how am I going to make us smile today? I'm angry. I'm angry. And then I remember, right, black women are supposed to get angry. And we need a way to vent our righteous, very justifiable anger. So what do? I created a podcast. Hey, it's Halicue podcast. And I started a new series called Dear United States of America, where I really just, on behalf of black women of America, curse this nation out. It's a tersely worded written letter that I promise you, when you listen to it, wherever it is you like to listen to podcasts, Spotify, Substack, Apple Podcasts, YouTube Music, you're going to feel better. You feel better when you tell a motherfucker about themselves. It's just true. We need that pressure release. You're going to feel better. Listen to it. I promise you. Share it with another black woman that's mad. Because I damn sure thank you, pal, so much, girl, for thank you, moderators. Thank you all so much. Thank you to the executive committee. I appreciate you. Listen and enjoy it. It's going to make you feel better. And that's what makes me feel better. And so that's what I wanted to share with us and lead us through with this activation today. Because that's what happened to me. November 2024, I was not okay, y'all. I was not okay about Kamala. I knew what was getting ready to happen. We all did. That's why one of our slogans is 92%. Tried to tell you, hoes. Because we did. We all knew. You didn't have to be some political nerd like me or like everything Aaron Ashley, those of us that like love this political shit and social and political commentary. Okay? When Kamala lost, I did not know what to do with the amount of grief I felt. I was mad at everybody. I knew I couldn't doom scroll forever. I decided I was done arguing with bots and trolls and strangers. I realized that the algorithm is just this empty, open, gaping hell mouth that only gets bigger when Black women, especially, feed into it and give it energy. I started remembering, still girl, exactly, and we deserve our anger. I started realizing, oh, this is a spiritual and energetic warfare, and these hoes trying to again, the party of white supremacy and oppression, supposedly the family values party, is all lies and it's all spells, but they're trying to convince us turn the other cheek, forgive. Like, what does Sophia say? You better bash Mister's head in and pray for forgiveness later and think about heaven later. Okay. I realized I was not gonna, and I wasn't gonna let Black women continue feeding these algorithms my anxiety. So I did not surrender to anything like anybody's despair. I started building. I literally got in front of TikTok and I pressed record and I said everything on my mind. 500,000 views. It was on 11/11 too. I'll never forget it. And after that, Black women, we got in community with each other. We started calling each other the 92%. We did it. We did it telepathically. That's another reason Jassy talks about this a lot. Y'all know Jassy Reloaded. She talks about this a lot. One of the reasons they mad at us is because we literally can communicate telepathically. Hey, Bree, I'm glad you're here. Okay. So if I surrendered to anything, it was to my own power and my own creativity. I started building. I was like, and it looked like the app was getting ready to go away forever. And I said, fine, I'm gonna make a podcast then. The podcast is a 92% lifeboat. Because ain't no way in the world if TikTok shutters its doors, I'm about to lose our community. I started recording, I started writing, I started a Substack, I started dreaming of what new Black leadership and a new nation built on the leadership and the wisdom of like Black women could be. I started imagining what kind of country Black women could build inside of this decaying, declining nation that keeps fucking disappointing us. That became the 92%. That's how I became one of the founding voices of the 92% movement. That became this microphone. With that being said, God damn it, Black women, I really need us to get on the mic. I'm not joking. I really do. I don't wanna, I would love to add a product. Let me no. Let me see. I sincerely want us to get on the mic from the bottom of my heart. I really do. Can I find my mic real quick? Let me see. I can't find it right now. I'll put it up later. Get on the mic right now. K Styles says, I'm dreaming again, and I love it even in my early 40s. Girl, I'm about to be 50. K Styles, I don't know if what your pronouns are, but I'm 54 and I'm about to buy my ticket to CultureCon with the kids because we have built a platform. It's not going anywhere. All of that anxiety, all of that stress, I decided to hell with it. I said, I'm not watching any more news. I'm not listening to any more political shows, even my favorite political radio shows. I said, to hell with these white men, these podcast bros, Rick Rilson, the Lincoln Project, all of them. I said, to hell with it. To hell with mainstream media. I can't even believe here I am using these terms, corporate legacy media, because they don't give a shit about us. They don't care about journalism. All they care about is like selling books and getting clicks and being podcasters. Ooh, Maggie Haberman, I curse your name. You and what's his name from Axios in this damn book. To hell with y'all. Y'all don't care anything about informing us. All y'all give a damn about is making your money. Journalism is dead. So it's time for Black women to resurrect it. That's where the Sunshine Report comes from. That's where this live stream comes from. That's where the Hey It's Halicue podcast come from. Y'all listen to the new episode. You are going to love it. Accept it as a gift of love for me. Accept it as a pressure release valve for all of our righteous anger that we deserve. Cousin Darius says in the chat, y'all know we are our ancestors' wildest dreams. You ain't never lied, Cousin Darius. You ain't never lied. Okay. Ooh, Black Expat, thank you for joining us. She asked, why are these colonizers so obsessed with us? Because we're magic. Cat Williams said this. I've been a fan of Cat Williams for forever. I ain't know Cat Williams gonna turn out to be so prophetic, to be perfectly honest with you, but I've always loved that man. And he's a problematic fave. He's had his issues, but he asked the same question. Why are people so obsessed with it? That's what baffles me. Just leave us alone. They can't leave us alone, Black expat. They can't. They can't. We're irresistible. We're unbelievably magnetic. We're irrepressibly funny. We're ridiculously intelligent and intellectual, y'all. That's why other news programs start sounding like static in your head, because a lot of it is ignorant and dumb. And it's dumb because their people are dumb. That's why they're destroying the Department of Education and public education in this country. You think it's because of us? No, it's because they need to keep they dumb asses dumb. That's why one of the things I talked about, and I put a new video up on the tube that is you about it, how to talk to Black women voters. Because you can't talk to us like we stupid. If people want to engage with us, James Tallarico, okay, you need to come to us like you're dealing with an intelligent being who's hypersensitive to everything around us, whose memories are long. Next to memory in the dictionary, like Black women and elephant forever. We remember everything. Okay. Ooh, who was Black expert? You're born in Mount Bayou in 1970. I know I'm on the right. Yes, indeed. You're with your Mississippi home folk. I'm from Hattiesburg. I was born in the Delta. I was born in Greenwood, Mississippi, outside of Sidon Plantation. Sidon Plantation is still there. Leflore County, Mississippi. My mom always tells me back when they used to literally wash Black women when we came in to give birth in hospitals with Lysol. Woo. Your mom is from Hattiesburg. What's her name? My people are the Joneses and the Gambrels. That's my maiden name. My dad's side of the family is from Newton, Mississippi. Yeah, don't talk. Cousin Darius says, yeah, it's like I said, like, don't talk to us like they do with their bros. Talk to me with some sense. That's why those far leftists hate Black women, man, because they know our bona fides. Okay, ask about us. Okay, and secondarily, ask about Black women. We're the backbone of liberal and progressive and democratic politics. I'm tired of people talking to Black women and Black women voters like we ain't nobody and like we don't run the show. They can't stand it. They really can't. Oh, your folks are from Vicksburg. Okay. Yeah, the Mississippi home folks on here. This makes me so happy. So that's why I'm not going to let us surrender to despair. That's what happened to me the day after the election in 2024. I started fighting back by creating and building. My pain and my grief turned into the 92%, and Black women met me there. Already knowing what we called ourselves, already referring to this voting data. We're the 92%. Leave us the fuck alone. We're 92%. We're resting right now. We tried to carry this team on our back across the finish line to freedom and progress. And what did the nation do? We gave our best effort. And what did the nation do? Give us the middle finger. Okay. That pain, that anger, that energy, that became the 92%. That became this microphone. That became us together, Black women together. That became this community. Creation, digital creation, that saved me. And maybe was teaching but retiring, about to get on it. Please do. I think that's the reason, y'all, I keep talking about podcasts and newsletters and Black women starting businesses and writing books, creating art, Nolan, writing books, Aaron, starting businesses, pals, gardens, YouTube channels, wellness routines, the Sunshine Directory. If you are a Black woman or you know a Black woman owned business that you love, go to the sunshinedirectory.info. The links are in the latest version of the podcast, and I need to add them to my link, my little tree link. Note to self. Let me write that down. What time is it, y'all? I got a girlfriend coming at 3:00. I'm gonna have to get off at 2 ish because I want to get the room straight and get some tea for us. I may make us some cookies. Thank you so much, pals, for putting that in there. None of those things is random. So when we're talking about Black girl podcasters, and I'm always saying, "Girl, write the book, write the screenplay, take the class, learn AI, get the certification." Those things aren't random. I know that that's us building infrastructure. That's proof and that's evidence that Black women refuse to disappear, and they trying. Y'all saw the other congressional hearings for the Smithsonian, how they're trying to erase us. Unlike the congressman, was it Mfume? What is his name? And he was like, "Yeah, fine, try to erase us. We just gonna replace whatever it is you do. We can't stop creating. Can't stop, won't stop." So that's why I want you to do the podcast. Why? Because every podcast episode is another brick. That's why I want you to write the newsletter, go to Substack, start over there. There's a wonderful community of brilliant Black women, artists, scholars, writers, dancers, academics, yappers. Get over there because every newsletter has another brick. Every business, Black owned, Black woman owned that we list in the Sunshine Directory, it's another brick. Every product sold, Brown Sugar by KJ, it's another brick. Every Black woman that decides, I think I'll finally launch the thing, another brick. We're building. The world wants us to just collapse with them. Fuck that. Disrespectfully. Because this latest episode of the Hey It's Halicue podcast, Dear Benighted States, I really want America to take it with all of the hostility with which I meant it. Oh, I meant it from the bottom of my soul. I was one of these Black women that was brought up to be a lady. A lady. That is one of the things my grandmother could all I say this all the time. She said she was gonna make a lady out of me. She had to breed every bone in my body. Oh, children. I grew up in a time when we had little slips with the crinoline and little socks with the lace and the T-straps. Your mama used to like polish. Some mamas used to polish them with an old biscuit, hair oiled and braided. My people were public people. So yes, ma'am. Can I get you anything? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was brought up to be a lady. I wasn't really allowed a whole lot of anger or resentment or talking back. Those dead girl, I know it's weird. Old, what an old biscuit. They used to patent leather shoes. Look it up. Look it up. I'll never forget seeing somebody's mama do that. That was the craziest thing I'd ever seen, but some folks do. So that's why, but I'm 54. I understand now. Righteous anger, rest. You mess around and let a Black American woman get some rest and give her a healthy way to vent her righteous anger. Oh, we're going to change some things. Okay. So today marks the beginning of Leo season. I want to offer us something different, not another like freaking 30-day challenge. Hustle culture is dead. I don't want to hear nothing about hustling. People have been commodifying Black women in our bodies for way too long. Okay. Why don't we do something different? What about a healing activation? A creation activation. If you are driving, keep your eyes open. If you're at home, unclench your jaw, release your hands. I have a tendency, a lot of my like epigenetic trauma and trauma from a little girl. I grew up in a violent home. I tend to keep this arm like clenched up. I'll find sometimes my fingernails are biting. I have to remember, oh, what in the world? What kind of trauma did I hold in this arm? Like, what am I? Relax, unclench your hands, notice your body. And when this Nolan Wells information and these updates come up, I want us to ask ourselves, like, what emotion are we carrying? What are we actually carrying? Are we fear? Are we feeling helpless, sad, rage? Whatever it is, you don't have to fix it. Just name it to yourself. Okay. And I want you to imagine something. I want you to imagine every one of those emotions is fuel. Seriously, all of these emotions that we're feeling. I'll try to reflect myself and think about what I was feeling. I felt pitiful. I felt scared. I felt when I was reading about Nolan Wells and started talking about the autopsy and what parts of his body didn't make it. I feel like when I was a little girl and I was going back through like old my grandparents' old Jet and Ebony magazines. And when I was first really like, because y'all know Emmett Till, they had an open casket. I'll never forget in an old Ebony magazine, that picture was there. broke me to the studs foundations as a little girl. The way I felt when I read Nolan Wells, the update today, I felt like I grew up in a violent home. My dad was very brilliant lawyer and handsome, funny man, but he was wildly violent. He grew up in a violent home, and that's what he rained down on our family. And I felt like what it used to be like to be terrified, but want to like help my mom and rescue my mom and keep my little sister safe. It was a lot of emotions. I felt angry. I felt scared. I thought about my own daughters. I think about I think about where I sent my kids to school. One of the finest schools in the country, PWI. I think about what it was like being an athletic mom, seeing and feeling these people's resentment against my talented, beautiful daughters. But I can't say nothing and I can't do nothing because I don't want to embarrass them. I don't want to deprive them of an opportunity. I didn't want to give these white people a chance to call me like angry black woman. See, she's from Mississippi. Ooh, that's what I thought about. So if you today just take a moment, every one of those emotions, name them, say it, and I want you to envision it as fuel. It's not poison. We can do something with it. This is why I want us all to reach back into our ancestral, spiritual, and cultural ways. We have weapons at our disposal, energetic and spiritual. Imagine those emotions as fuel. Fuel's got to go somewhere. Imagine it as energy. We could either burn something with it or we could power something with it. So I want you to choose one act of creation. Record that first 3 minutes of the podcast where you just introduce yourself. Write one page, crochet one square, plant one flower, outline one workshop. Okay, list a business in the sunshine directory.info. Write down one recipe, take one beautiful photograph and share it. Organize one shelf in your studio, sketch one idea. Y'all, not even because everybody deserves your art or your gifts, because I don't believe everybody deserves all of our arts and all of our gifts. That's the problem. We've been too willing to give away stuff. But you, Black woman, deserve to experience yourself creating something for no one but you. No one but you. No one but you. Right? I would love if we could achieve that life goal. Okay. And I want you to, you know what? And you know what I'm doing? I am whispering to myself and writing down to myself because I have to always have a pad near me and I have to always have reminders. What I am writing down today and what my robotic affirmation is. And if you need some affirmations or some ways, thank you, Mama. Thank you, everything, Aaron. Noted author of Scion of Earth and Sea. Okay. Everything, what I'm writing down, what my robotic affirmation is this grief will not be wasted. This grief will not be wasted. This fear is not going to be wasted. This sadness of Black women and the 90% is not going to be wasted because we are transforming it into beauty, into business. That's why I put my red lipstick on today. Into art, into community, into joy and evidence that I was here. It's why I decided one way or another, I'm going to CultureCon. One way or another, I'm going to be in creative community with other Black folk. Okay. We not going, we can't wait for permission because with these hoes, with this regime, with this party of oppressors and rapists and pedophiles and thieves, oh my God, false prophets, incomes, mediocrities, they'll never give us permission. Okay? We are gonna create, and they never want us to do this. When we create Tulsa, when we create Mount Bayou, when we create Rosewood, when we create, they burn it down. That's why I'm a big fan of digital creativity. It's why I love Substack TV. It's why I love the tube that is you. It's even why I love this Benighted app, the clock app. Okay. Thank you for that. And if you need other affirmations, get into Bounty and Bliss. She's a whole YouTube affirmation creator. Okay. If that one don't fit, if that one doesn't align, find another one. Find another Black woman. We're going to keep you uplifted with affirmations. I promise you. Okay. So this is Leo season. And I don't want us in doing this and doing it. She's great. Isn't she great? I don't want us chasing perfection. Virality is not the point. Success isn't even the point. I want us chasing aliveness. Because every time you create, I feel like it's just us having our own election. You're voting for your own future. Every time you make something, as a Black woman of the 92%, I feel like you're refusing despair. It's like we need to do shadow work, but darkness don't get to have us. So today we're going to honor Nolan. We pray for his family. I'm a bougie hoodoo. I'm deconstructed, but I pray. We're going to continue demanding truth, accountability. The universe craves justice. And I got to be honest. I ain't never listen, it's not Libra season, but these scales is balancing like a motherfucker. I'm just telling you. Okay? We're going to continue demanding accountability. And because we love ourselves just as fiercely, we are going to create. That's not how I hate saying survive, but that is how Black women, the 92%, how we're going to thrive. Because what they want is for us to wilt and cry and moan. That's what they expect. That's what they want. Thank you, Teresa. That's how the 92% makes me feel. Like my heart is a bouquet that bursts into a cloud of butterflies. Thank you. That's why I put that gift up there. Okay. We are going to make something beautiful in the middle of this bullshit. I think that's what we're doing here every day on the Sunshine Report. Every morning, one sunrise, one story, one act of beautiful Black girl creativity and genius at a time. Welcome to fucking Leo season, 92%. Okay. So let's go out there and build something that these sick, perverted, obsessive, power hungry, avaricious slaves to conformity and assault and rape and theft and thievery. Let's go build something these hoes never saw coming. Okay. That is what we're doing today. That is what I wanted to share today. That's what we deserve today, Black women of the 92%. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. And everyone, please, please, please go and enjoy the latest episode of the Hey, It's Halicue podcast. It is fresh. It is crisp. Okay. It's like a delicious cronut. You're going to love it. It's going to make you feel better. Any little last vestiges of anger you got, that there you go. Please accept it with the love with which I created it for us. It's a release valve for us. It's what we deserve. Oh, I love us so much. Thank y'all for hanging out today. I hope everybody enjoyed. I hope everybody enjoyed hanging out today. I want to remind everybody to go and hang out at the Sunshine Directory .info, add and list your favorite Black owned businesses. Doesn't matter how big or how small. Extra points for Black women owned businesses. Thank you for becoming a paid subscriber and a super fan, because if you are a paid subscriber or you're a member of our super family, you get your one of the benefits of super fandom is that you get highlighted in a very special section. All right. If you're a Black girl podcaster, put your podcast up there. We need to be listening to more of each other's podcasts. Enjoy the latest podcast episode. Come hang out with us. Follow us over at the Substack community. There's so many brilliant Black women writing and creating there. I have enjoyed our time together. And y'all know we love to do a special segment of the Sunshine Report. It's our gratitude segment. Y'all know how we do it. Y'all know what I want you to put in the chat. In the chat. Now, everybody on the on the clock app, we understand what to put in the chat in every lifetime. But we're gonna and normally y'all know what to put in the chat. Y'all know what stickers to like put in the chat, but we're gonna share with our Substack and our YouTube audience. Please put into the chat in every lifetime. All right. I want you to know, Black women of the 92%, when I first started this podcast, when on 11/11, I'll never forget it. Shit got jumping around here for the 92%. Y'all officially made me a thought and an imagination leader for Black women. Um, y'all made it official. We started going together real bad, real hard. And I remember that I always thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, my darlings. Thank you for putting that in the chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I remembered that I wanted to always do a gratitude segment, but I didn't want to do a gratitude segment that was begging and please, Lord, none of that mess. I wanted to make our gratitude segment a celebration of Black womanhood. I wanted to affirm at the end of every Sunshine Report that in every lifetime, may I come back as a Black woman. Y'all don't tell Coach Lisa I was on here getting emotional. May I come back as a Black woman in every lifetime. And just to lighten it up, that's one of the reasons I've always felt sorry for Rachel Dolezal. What if Rachel Dolezal ain't Jane that woke up and realized, wait, I didn't come back as a Black woman. Oh no. Oh no. May I come back as a Black woman in every lifetime. I am grateful to be building with us together. I am so grateful that our movement figured out that one of the most important spiritual gifts and weapons that we have as Black women is rest and righteous anger. Rest and righteous anger. We get to be angry, we get to vent it, and we also get to create about it. We get to live artistic lives, we get to transmute it. We get to take all this pain and anger, feeling like we've been made to be outsiders and otherized. And we get to transmute it. We get to create through it. We get to read the news, gather in community, paint, sculpt, knit, podcast, write. We get to do it. And I'm so grateful I get to do it together with other Black women. Ooh, I'm so grateful. The 92%, us being able to have this time together for us to be able to create. It'd be hard for me to get these podcast episodes out because of going live all the time. But when it's out, I'm so grateful. And even now, the responses and the comments under it, y'all are receiving, and I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. So that is my gratitude for today. In every lifetime, I come back as a Black woman. In every lifetime, I enjoyed the beginning and the advent of Leo season together. I want us to get visible. I want us to step into the sunshine. That's why I call it the Sunshine Report. This will always be a warm and a bright space for us as Black women of the 92%. And so enjoy the podcast. It is fresh. It should be freshly delivered to your inbox. Enjoy. Press play. Let it play just for 1 minute. So we get that download, share it with other Black women, and you're going to feel better after you listen to it. I promise you it's going to be something that you wish somebody had said, finally said it. You're going to love it. I love us. And as I say, thank you for the Daily Harmony. As I say at the end of every single broadcast of the Sunshine Report, to each and every Black woman of the 92%, all the love in our heart. And to those that are in alignment with us. I know it's some of y'all that's in alignment with us. I know some of y'all in alignment. And if you're in alignment, support Black women, share your resources with them, become a paid subscriber, buy their products, go to the sunshinedirectory.info and patronize their business, their service. And to everybody else, I need y'all to hear me and feel me when I say this. To everybody else, I want you to have the day that you voted for. And I want you to remember us. Remember the 92%, because we tried to tell you hoes. I hope y'all enjoyed the Sunshine Report today, because I sure enjoyed bringing it to us. All right. Thank you for coming to sit in the sun with me. And I will see us. I'm going to try to see us tomorrow. Thank you for joining me for the Sunshine Report. Thank you. I love us. Listen to the podcast. It's fresh. It's ready for you. Love us 92%. I love us. Let me say goodbye to everybody. Who all we got here? Y'all, we went live on 3 platforms today. I don't mean to toot my own horn, but beat. To the tube that is you. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate you.